All right, I'm just finishing up my solar system install, and I said I would take a video of it. So let's get started. I'm tying in the solar panel into my dual battery system. So let's start there. I have a T-Max. Here's my controller I can link, which I'm linked right now. By hitting that, I can display my two batteries levels in here. I'm gonna go ahead and manually disconnect those. It'll click off in a second. Under the hood of the 4.7s, there's definitely not enough room. There, you could just hear it click off. Definitely not enough room for a second battery under the hood here. So what I've done is I've used all the 0 gauge wire, and I've connected to the main battery. It goes back here. Got a 40 amp fuse. Here is the solenoid that makes the magic happen. Got really lucky. I feel like the spacing of these other kind of bolts right here happened to just fit perfectly in there. I took some of the weather stripping here, trimmed it a little bit, flaring a little bit, and it just happens to fit perfectly in there, and voila. Then I've got the 0 gauge coming out, and you can see it is in this heat resistant tubing, goes down around the engine. Back over here you can see the wires that connect from the remote over here to control it, and kind of the brain of it. So with this T-Max system, one of the benefits of it is that when it is receiving positive energy on the other side, it can open up the solenoid and then charge the main. Most of the brains, from what I understand, can only go in one direction, meaning the master charging the aux battery. This one can go in reverse. So now back to where I've got the dual battery. Ran 0 gauge all the way through under the vehicle, and then brought it in through the spare tire well here through these waterproof grommet things. Here is the battery. It is an Odyssey PC 1500, size 34R, and it is an AGM sealed battery. So got another 40 amp fuse back here in the back, comes in, and now I'm starting to tie in some different things. I've got this 12 volt auxiliary panel back here, or power station I'm calling it. It's got a couple USB charging parts. It's kind of semi disconnected right now, so it's falling out. I got a regular 12 volt accessory. None of these are currently hooked up. I'm using it as a basis for future expansion, including rear lights, a hatch light, my compressor once I get it mounted full time. So that is where the power I can draw from is, and that's tying directly off of this main battery here through this red wire. Comes up. I usually have a rubber mat back here, so most of this is unseen. So wires coming in from the roof now are to the main, the only solar panel I currently have installed. I have a second one that I plan to use to deploy on the ground, but here it is. Here is my panel. It is 48 by 24. It folds in half to 24 by 24 for easy storing, but I'm going to mount it permanently. I was thinking about how I wanted to mount it, and I decided I wanted something that was easy to remove, nothing too permanent. So what I did is I put eye bolts in here and just good old zip ties. This way I can kind of just come up here, snip it, and be on my way. It's pretty secure, but just to make sure there wasn't any rattling, I went ahead and got one of these bungee cords to be across the top of it. I've got the wire kind of coming through here and then right into here. So normally there will be a cap that goes over here, kind of blocks this. I'm still working on all the trimming to get that in, but should be pretty discreet. Got a little bit of extra wire in there, so in case I choose to stand it up, I have the stands under here. I can just clip this side. The other side will stay zip tied in place, use the legs to stand it up, and get an angle if I so choose to while I'm out off the grid somewhere. So pretty good panel. It's a 120 volt panel. I'm still learning a lot about the solar stuff. I don't know all that stuff too well, but as of right now, it is connected, it is running. Can't really show anything. The charge controller is lit up. I'm in the shade, but it's lit up under there. I don't think you can see that at all. Yellow light, maybe. That means that it's working. So tying into the master battery, using the charge controller off of the solar panel. I have my own charge controller, but since this one was built in, just went ahead and used it. All right, if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. I'd love to help you guys out with your guys' solar install.